नमस्कार आपण समस्त को यह वीडियो बहुत बहुत स्वागत। तो आज वीडियो में आप सहित +3 5th सेमिस्टर पॉलिटिकल साइंस ऑनर्स कोर पेपर 12 यूनिट 3 जहाँकि आमर कौटिल्य बारणी एंड अगांस्तुत रही तार चैप्टर बा यही चैप्टर आम किसी 1 मार्क्स क्वेश्चन डिस्कस करवा जहाँकि एग्जाम पे मोस्ट इंपोर्टेंट। आप पूर्व यूनिट 1 और 2 ऑलरेडी वीडियो बन सारी जो मैंने देखी ना से प्ले स्टोर देखिपारे। तो चलो तो स्टार्ट करवा। फास्ट टाइम देखिए फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स किसी 1 मार्क्स क्वेश्चन देखा। द ग्रेटेस्ट पर्सन विथ विस्डम एंड नॉलेज वाज डेज। द ग्रेटेस्ट पर्सन विथ विस्डम एंड नॉलेज वाज डेज कौटिल्य। कौटिल्य वाज द की एडवाइजर ऑफ द काउंसिल ऑफ डेज ना कौटिल्य वाज द की एडवाइजर ऑफ काउंसिल ऑफ चंद्रगुप्त मौर्य। कौटिल्य इज ऑल्सो नोन एज डेज। कौटिल्य इज ऑल्सो नोन एज चाणक्य आउ वैष्णवगुप्त। तो आप कन्फ्यूज हेनी कौटिल्य चाणक्य वैष्णवगुप्त जड़े लोक। कौटिल्य इज एस्टिमेट टू हैव लिव्ड फ्रॉम डेज 350 रु 283 BC पर्यंत जो जन्म थे एस्टिमेट कराए। कौटिल्य फेवरेट सब्जेक्ट वाज डेज। कौटिल्य फेवरेट सब्जेक्ट हो पॉलिटिक्स। कौटिल्य फेवरेट सब्जेक्ट था पॉलिटिक्स। कौटिल्य वाज टेकन आपण फेवरेट सब्जेक्ट कौन आप कमेंट में जानपारे। कौटिल्य वाज टेकन worth to take revenge against death. Kautilya was taken worth to take revenge against Dhanananda. The most important work of Kautilya is the most important work of Kautilya is Arthashastra. Arthashastra is Kautilya's most important work. Kautilya enumerates 7 practices on essential organs of the state in this na saptanga theory se सब को माने डिस्क्राइब करछन ए सब को। According to Kautilya, the foremost duty of the king is this and this. According to Kautilya, the foremost duty of the king is रक्षण बा प्रोटेक्शन एंड पलायन। The Arthashastra maintains days as coercive power. The Arthashastra maintains danda as coercive power. Kautilya recognizes days as source of the state of law. Na Kautilya recognizes reasoning as a source of state of law. The most important minister in Arthashastra include this. The most important ministers in Arthashastra include the priest. For the protection of the state, Kautilya advocate for this. For the protection of the state, Kautilya advocated for strong fourth. Kautilya's days theory deals with the interest relations and foreign policies of that period. Now, Kautilya's Mandala theory deals with the interstate relations माने अंतर जो राज्य मध्य and foreign policies of the period. Mandala means circles. The size of minister according to Kautilya should be this. The size of minister according to Kautilya should be 12 to 20 माने 12 ରୁ 20 जन मिनिस्टर होते। देयर इज सम सेल्फ इंटरेस्ट बिहाइंड एवरी फ्रेंडशिप वाज ए व्यू ऑफ डेस। देयर इज सम सेल्फ इंटरेस्ट बिहाइंड एवरी फ्रेंडशिप वाज व्यू ऑफ चाणक्य। द इंटायर कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ डेस वार वाज apparently original with Kautilya ना सीक्रेट वार गोटे सीक्रेट युद्ध थिला। कौटिल्य visualize days between the king and the citizen. कौटिल्य visualize धार्मिक social contract between the king and the citizen. According to Kautilya, in case of a conflict amongst various law, days was supreme na dharma was supreme. A collection of dialogues of Gautam Buddha is known as this. A collection of dialogues in Gautam Buddha is known as Digha Nikaya. In Digha Nikaya, there are days controversial dialogues. In Digha Nikaya, there are 180 controversial dialogue रही। The 27th sutta of Digha Nikaya collection is this na Aggannsutta. Okay. The Buddha says this is the best thing for people. The Buddha says dharma is the best thing for people. The Buddha tells the story of how human beings came to deal on the earth on the this part of sutta. The second part is our question. In the third part of Buddha explains about this. Third part of Buddha origin of the case to be question. In world history, a theory of contractual power was formulated by Buddha. The Buddha rejected this theory of creation. The Buddha rejected Brahmin theory of the creation. According to Buddha, the king of kings is this. According to Buddha, the king of kings is Dhamma. Juadin Barani was born in this. Juadin Barani was born 1285. 1285 बारन जुआदिन बारानी जन्म करते। बारानी इज फादर वाज ए डेज इन द କୋର୍ଟ ଅଫ୍ ଆଲାଉଦ୍ଦିନ ଖିଲଜି ନା ୱାଜିର? ବାରାନୀଙ୍କ ବାପା ୱାଜିର ସେ ଆଲାଉଦ୍ଦିନ ଖିଲଜିର ଗୋଟେ କୋର୍ଟରେ ଥିଲେ। The important work of Barani was descended. The important work of Barani was Tariq-e-Firuz Shahi Fatwa-i Jahandir. Okay. Barani's book Des is written as Nahisat but advices for the Muslim kings in Fateh Jandari. Okay. The ideal sultan of Barani was the component of Des na monarchy. The ideal sultan of Barani was called component of sultan monarchy. According to Barani, the sultan and sultans must rule according to the principle of Shariat. Shariat principle सब rule करते. The right to levy the revenue in particular territories was assigned by sultan to equat by the nobles. Barani categorized laws into two kinds. The two of law were descendants. Barani categorize कले दिला law जो हम देखिले से दिला law हला Shariat and the Jawabit. Okay. The teaching and practices of the prophet and pure caliphs are known as the Shariat. पर जाना जाए ଆଉ जावत माने कौन देखिबा the state laws teaching and practices of Shariat ଆଉ state law formed by the monarch in consultation with the nobility is Jawabit. The controller general of the market was Des. The controller general of the market was Diawan I Rihasat. Baradin died 1357 एज 72 वर्ष बारानी मृत्युवरण करते। बर्तमान मुझे वन वर्ड आंसर देखा तो देखा फास्ट आंसर क्वेश्चन टी हूँ हु इज द मोस्ट इलस्ट्रियस इकोनोमिस्ट ऑफ इंडिया ऑफ ऑल टाइम ना कौटिल्य। कौटिल्य इज द मोस्ट इलस्ट्रियस इकोनोमिस्ट ऑफ द इंडिया ऑफ द ऑल टाइम। Who was the founder of Mauryan Empire in the India? Chandragupta Maurya is the founder of Mauryan Empire in India. When did Kautilya born? 350 BC रे कौटिल्य जन्मग्रहण करथिले। What was the name of Kautilya father? कौटिल्य father को नाम थिला ऋषि चाणक्य। ऋषि चाणक्य को नाम थिला कौटिल्य father. Who was the prime minister and councillor of the Chandragupta Maurya? ना Kautilya was the prime minister and councillor of the Chandragupta Maurya. What is the most influential treatise in political science in India? Civilization na अर्थशास्त्र is the most influential treatise in political science in the Indian civilization. Who is the writer of अर्थशास्त्र? Kautilya is the writer of अर्थशास्त्र. Who was the protector of dharma? King was the protector of dharma. Which book of Kautilya deals with the political, social and economic management of the state? Na अर्थशास्त्र book of Kautilya deals with the political, social and economic management of the state. तो अर्थशास्त्र निहाती पढ़ा दरकार कहीं हम जेहेतु हम गोटे पॉलिटिकल स्टूडेंट्स। नेक्स्ट टाइम देखिबा which state is not appropriate in the view of Kautilya ना Vairagya state is not appropriate in the view of Kautilya. What is the first and foremost organ of the state? Na king. King was the first and foremost organ of the state. Amar Rashtrapati. Okay. What is the symbol of sovereignty as depicted by Arthashastra? Na Danda. Danda is a symbol of sovereignty as depicted by Arthashastra. Who was the foundation head of justice? The king was the foundation head of justice. What is the amount of tax the king collects from people? 1/60 part of the produce. माने उत्पादन रो 1/6 amount tax को से कलेक्ट करते राजा। Who were eligible to join the army? People of Kshatriya community eligible to join the army. How many types of species were recognized by Kautilya? 9. 9 types of species were recognized by Kautilya. How many types of drugs were referred by Kautilya? 4 types of durga jahaki were referred by Kautilya. Which role is considered as the important in critical condition? Mitra role is considered as important in critical condition. Which theory of Kautilya deals with interstate relations and foreign policy? The model theory of Kautilya model theory टा आमर interstate relation और foreign policy को deal करता है. Which state functions as a sort of balance of power by asserting his own supremacy? ना Gishu. Who is the central point of the Saptanga theory of state? The king is the central point of the Saptanga theory of the state. Who said that monarchy is not absolute bad welfare? Kautilya said that monarchy is not absolute bad welfare. Which principle of succession was referred by Kautilya? Na hereditary succession principle was referred by Kautilya. Which principles are followed by the king to rule? Dharmashastra and customs principle followed by the king of rule. Which is the second organ of the state and explained in the Saptanga theory of the state? Now, Council of Ministers or Amatya is the second organ of the state as explained in Saptanga theory of the state. What type of relations was visualized by Kautilya between the king and citizen? Now, dharmic social contract relations was visualized by Kautilya between the king and citizen. Which type of tax was paid by the citizen for the pilgrims? Now, Yatra Bento pilgrim tax was paid by the citizen for the pilgrims. Who guard against intrusions from the internal and external sources? The king guard against the intrusions from the internal and external sources. Which is the philosophical concept of Buddhism? Digha Nikaya is the philosophical concept of Buddhism. What is the 27th sutta of Digha Nikaya collection? Na Aggannsutta is the 27th sutta of the Digha Nikaya collection. What is the best of things for people in the opinion of Buddha? Na Dhamma is the best of all things for people in the opinion of Buddha, which is said to be discussion imparted by the Buddha to Brahmins. Na Sutta. What is Jayakar and Jayanti? Those who meditate. What is Ajhakaya? Sorry. What is Ajayaka? Sorry, ଟିକେ pronunciation mistake होची. They who don't meditate. ଝାୟକ ଏଣ୍ଡ ଝାୟନ୍ତୀ ମାନେ ଯେଉଁମାନେ ମେଡ଼ିଟେଟ୍ କରୁଛନ୍ତି, ଅଝାୟକ ମାନେ ଯେଉଁମାନେ ମେଡ଼ିଟେଟ୍ କରୁନାହାନ୍ତି। ଓକେ, ଆଉ କିଛି ନାହିଁ, ଏଠି ବହୁତ ହେଇଛି। Who was the first thinker in world history to formulate the theory contractual power? Na Buddha was the first thinker in world history to formulate a theory of contractual power. What is considered as the earliest known discourse on politics where the source of state power is traced on to popular conscience? The Aggannsutta. Which theory of Buddha was rejected on the divine origin of the language? Na Brahmin theory of the Buddha. Brahmin theory Buddha reject करथिले. When did Ziauddin Barani born? Ziauddin Barani 1285 ବାରାଣୀ ଠାରେ ଜନ୍ମଗ୍ରହଣ କରିଥିଲେ। Whom did Barani serve as courtier and companion? ନା ମୁହମ୍ମଦ ବିନ୍ ତୁଗଲକଙ୍କୁ ବରାନୀ ସେ ତାଙ୍କର courtier and companion ବୋଲି କହିଥିଲେ, ସର୍ଭ କରିଥିଲେ। Which work of Barani can be compared with Kautilya Arthashastra and Machiavelli Princess? Na Fatwa I Jahantir 1357 AD ରେ. Who is the component of the monarchy as explained by Barani? Na ideal sultan was the component of the monarchy as explained by Barani. Next, how was the class and order system determined? Occupational and social leaders ଭାବେ social leaders ରେ the class or order system को determine କରାଯାଇଥିଲା। What is the Barani advice to follow in law formulation? ନା Shariat Barani advice କରିଥିଲେ follow କରିବାକୁ। What did Barani instruct to follow in making appointments and promotions? Na wisdom of creation Barani instructed to follow in making appointments and promotions. How many types of law are there as a category Barani? Na 2, Shariat and Jawabit. Who did you dismiss Barani from the court of imprison him? Na Sultan Firoz Tughlaq dismissed Barani from the court and imprisoned him. When did Barani die? 1357 1315 AD 57 1357 AD ରେ ବରାନୀ ମୃତ୍ୟୁବରଣ କରିଥିଲେ। ତ ଏଥିରେ କିଛି 1 ମାର୍କ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍। ନେକ୍ସଟ ଆମେ ୟୁନିଟ୍ 4 ର 1 ମାର୍କ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଡିସ୍କସନ୍ କରିବା। ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ ଟୁ ଅଲ୍ ଫର୍ ୱାଚିଂ ଦିସ୍ ଭିଡ଼ିଓ।